When Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who choose to oppose his shield must yield.
Damn it, Grant.
Captain America is a superhero movie set in World War II, revolving around the first Avenger. And yes, even the movie title implies that this movie is just building up to the Avengers. What do you think, Kenneth?
Well, Grant, going into this movie, I was hoping for a classic-type superhero film, kind of like Donner's Superman, that isn't bogged down by a lot of angst and a lot of modern-day cynicism or an endless need to be dark. A hero that isn't super flawed as far as personality goes and always has the best intentions.
I gotta admit, I was really pessimistic going into this one. Why is Human Torch Captain America?
Well, I was skeptical. I kept expecting Chris Evans' Johnny Storm arrogance to creep in, but thankfully it doesn't, and he actually plays against type really well. The effects to make him look small and skinny worked well enough, I guess. They're far from perfect, though, but they do the job.
Steve Rogers is a genuinely nice guy. How can anyone not like him?
Overall, the film's very character-based and has some real neat moments on the part of Steve Rogers, like the clever resolution to the flag test.
Trouble! Get up there, Hawk! Come on, get up there! Nobody's got that flag in 17 years!
There's Stanley Tucci, who does a great job of playing the sympathetic Dr. Erskine.
This is why you were chosen. Because a strong man who has known power all his life may lose respect for that power. But a weak man knows the value of strength and knows compassion.
Thanks. I think.
And of course, there's Tommy Lee Jones playing Tommy Lee Jones.
Nay, will personally escort Adolf Hitler to the gates of hell.
My only criticism of this part is that it's a little too by the numbers. I remember when we saw the movie in theaters, as soon as Bucky was introduced as the best friend going to war, I remember I said, he's gonna die. Despite you and Matt protesting, oh, he's Cap's sidekick and he becomes Captain America at some point. Well, we'll see. Though there are parts that kind of break the cliches, and I kind of like that.
Oh, don't!
Go get him! I can swim!
What about me? Where will I sit?
Not a scratch, Doctor. Not a scratch.
This part is bad. Captain America is asked to participate in a number of USO propaganda shows. The problem with these scenes is that they are way too cynical about the old comics. Rather than paying tribute to the film's source material, this montage serves to ask fans to disregard the classic Captain America costume in favor of a more realistic and edgier tone. Hey kids! Forget about that old Captain America. He's lame. Check out this cooler version.
I'm a little torn on the whole punching out Hitler thing. On the one hand, it sets the period very well, gives us some time to feel for the plight of Steve's inability to be a real soldier. On the other hand, it slows down the narrative too much. But the point is, this is basically what the story's about. He's a physically disadvantaged underdog who wants to be something more by trying to do his part in the World War and become a real soldier.
Question. Do you want to kill Nazis?
Is this a test?
Yes.
I don't want to kill anyone. I don't like bullies.
Remember this. The story is about him trying to be a real soldier.
This part is good. Captain America decides to go against Tommy Lee Jones's orders and goes to rescue a squadron of imprisoned soldiers. Cap saves the day by running around in a secret base, beating up a whole bunch of people, and escaping the clutches of the evil Red Skull.
Captain America!
exciting! I am a great fan of your films.
By doing the impossible and bringing every soldier back alive, Captain America's story arc is finally complete. He has proven himself a true hero and a real soldier. The end.
Let's hear it for Captain America!
Grant, the movie's not over yet.
What? How much longer is there?
52 minutes.
What? 52 minutes? But the story just ended. What's the rest of the movie about?
The Tesseract and robots?
What? Robots?
So yeah, the movie takes a real nosedive in the second half. As we saw, Steve goes through his character arc, he saved the captured soldiers, destroys Red Skull's base, and proves himself a real hero. After this, and Grant, I'm sure you'll bear with me, I'm gonna go on a rant, we're tackled with a really long battle montage for pretty much the rest of the film. Cap recruits some of the guys he saved, including Bucky, and he starts on an assault on all of Red Skull's bases where he's making these advanced weapons including laser guns, huge tanks, and a bunch of other anachronistic technology using the Tesseract, which is a MacGuffin from Thor's world. So, continuing with the rant, first of all, the Tesseract / future technology really detracts from the premise of a superhero movie set in World War II. For me, that's the premise. That's what makes me want to see this film, and it's what makes Captain America unique. Superhero in World War II? That's cool. The sci-fi element should apply only to the super serum that made Captain America and Red Skull the guys they are. That's it. When you incorporate tech that we don't even have today, it begs the question, why not set the movie in present day? In the second half, it seems we're just glossing over all the characterization. When does Cap officially become recruited as a soldier? He seems to have actual authority here when he was worried about being arrested in the very last scene. When does he have the moment where he and Peggy actually hook up? She seems to be extraordinarily jealous when he starts to get female attention. In fact, she goes so far as to discharge a firearm in the middle of a base because of it. I tend to think, how much better would it be if her character was kind of amused by the fact that Steve was awkwardly getting female attention now? I think it would have added a lot to her character. Instead, she's just a typical female love interest, very stereotypical. And on top of that, his team. Given that his team is given such focus in this part of the movie, the characters really just come off as stereotypes since we know virtually nothing about them, and that includes Bucky. All this detracts from moments where we're supposed to be invested. Take the scene on the train. It's supposed to be like this big assault on Hydra, and during the battle, Bucky dies. Just as I expected, by the way, and I couldn't care less about this. I wasn't sure of the stakes and consequences, and I wasn't personally invested. Before Bucky died, I felt this was just part of that really long extended montage. So, how about this? Why not have the main action of the film be about Cap rescuing the captured soldiers? He could spend a lot of the time sneaking his way into the Red Skull's base. As he goes along, have a lot of moments of suspense where it seems like he's about to get caught. Have him rescue a small group of soldiers, like the ones that make up his team, and have them working together to stop the Red Skull. This would make the film more exciting, allow room for character development, and it would even address your issue about Captain America not wearing his costume, since he wears it when he goes to the base to begin with.
So you want the movie to be more like Die Hard?
Yeah, exactly. Or even that recent movie, Dredd, where the whole thing's about Judge Dredd fighting in a building. I mean, really, what do you miss by changing it to this? The movie ends with Captain America attacking the last of Red Skull's bases after having destroyed all the other ones. Why not just end the movie at this base?
The final battle has the same problem. There's no build-up, and it just seems like just another battle. When the Red Skull and Captain America are fighting, there isn't anything personal going on between them. And then this happens. For some reason, the cube goes crazy and sucks the Red Skull into another dimension? What? The movie ends with a bizarre scene that has nothing to do with anything. Captain America wakes up, apparently after decades of being frozen, in the present day, where he encounters Nick Fury from Iron Man 2. This is a scene that could definitely have been saved for another movie. It just furthers the point that this movie is focusing way too much on establishing an Avengers movie, rather than focusing on making this movie good. And it's sad because the first half actually was good.
Yeah, I find it funny that this film ends almost exactly the same way as Incredible Hulk and Thor, with the hero being completely isolated from the love interest in some form or another. But I really think this should have been a smaller movie. The first half of Captain America had a wonderful slow build-up, but then it goes into overdrive for the second half. I wouldn't say it's a bad movie. You know, it's not pandering like the Transformers films, the characters weren't bland like in Ang Lee's Hulk, and it didn't have obnoxious cinematography like Man of Steel. But, like you said with your Thor review, it acts just like a stepping stone for something greater.
Oh well. Thanks for watching.
When Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who chose to oppose his shield got killed. Then he left to